start a discussion about German red wine, and normally the comments are not too flattering. But what's the real truth behind those claims? On the show today, a German Pinot Noir, and it's coming right up. Hi guys, welcome to yet another edition of Big on Wine, the channel which, as you probably know by now, attempts to bring you news, clues and reviews. Indeed, it tries to keep you up to speed about just about everything that's happening in the world of wine. And yes, indeed, my wine of the week for this week is indeed from Germany, and it's a red wine. And it's this one here. It goes under the name of Karl May Pinot Noir, and the vintage is 2019. And this wine comes in for a price of just under €15 a bottle where I am. Okay. Yes, folks, a German red wine and a Pinot Noir, no less. Now, this wine is produced by a long-established wine maker, Weingut Karl May. And Karl May is based in a small place called Osthofen, which is roughly 10 kilometers north of the historic town of Worms, 40 kilometers or so north of the big industrial town of Mannheim. Now, Osthofen is on the left bank of the River Rhine. Administratively, it's in Rhineland-Pfalz, but in terms of wine region, it's a part of Rhine-Hessen. Okay, now this is a Pinot Noir. Of course, it's the great red grape of France's Burgundy, and known in Germany as Spätburgunder here. And of course, we're dealing with what is normally considered to be a cooler climate grape. This particular version has got 12.5% alcohol and a touch of sugar, I think a couple of grams per litre of residual sugar. Okay, the wine is matured in wood, including in old barrique, for about 10 months or so. Okay, that's the backstory to the wine. Let's see whether all those disparaging comments about German red wine really do fit the picture. Let's take a look at the wine in the glass to begin with. And as we can see, it has a nice ruby red colour. Obviously, being Pinot Noir, it's translucent or semi-translucent. And I think it ticks all the boxes in this respect. Indeed, it's quite dark for a Pinot Noir. Not so much the cherry red, but more in the direction of ruby here, I would say. Right, but looks extremely attractive. Let's try it in the nose, see how we get on. Here we go. Now, I have to say that the nose on this wine is extremely appealing. Red berries, as you would expect, very much to the fore. An interesting note, almost a sweetish note in the nose here. But in terms of fruit, I think we're looking at the quintessential flavours or the aromas of cherry. And what else do we find in there? Yeah, I think there's a touch of, what would it be? Raspberry, or no, it's a little sweeter, perhaps strawberry. So cherry and strawberry in the nose on this wine. And again, that little touch of sweetness. Very, very appealing indeed. Perhaps the only element which is missing, which I would normally associate with Pinot Noir, is that slight toastiness in the nose on the wine. All right, let's move over to actually tasting it now. Here we go. Looking forward to this. Here we go. First impressions. Slight drying of the mouth. But also after that, a nice mouth-watering effect, I have to say. Light red berry flavours. I would say that that is probably a characteristic of this wine. The red berries are not too heavy, they're not too much to the fore here. Very much the same berries in the palate as we could distinguish during the sniffing of the wine. Yes, indeed. So the flavours here very much mirror the nose on this wine. Fresh, light red berry flavours. The cherry is there, but there's something a little bit more, what would we call it? Christmassy, perhaps? Maybe a touch of cranberry, or even a slight hint of lingonberry here. In fact, the hue of the wine is very much in the direction of lingonberry. So cherry, lingonberry, cranberry, very nice indeed. Light and refreshing here. Now, what are we going to be enjoying this wine with? Well, Weingut Karl May, they recommend something like steak or duck to go with this wine. Now, personally, I would say that steak is probably too much, but certainly duck, breast of duck would work extremely well. But maybe whiter meat, pork, for instance, would go nicely with this, but also game birds, I think, would work also extremely well here. So I would avoid the steak and maybe the more heavy-duty game animals like venison or elk, but certainly game birds and whiter meat would work extremely well. This could even be one for your Christmas table here. All right, now the serving temperature for this wine, I think, has to be clearly below room temperature. This one is about right. It's been in the fridge for half an hour or so. I would say somewhere between 14 and 16 degrees. The producer also recommends that the wine should maybe be decanted before serving. All right, let's bring you the heads up on this wine. Yes, the Germans can make red wine, and this is an elegant Pinot Noir, or Spätburgunder, as the Germans term it, to underline the point here. Fine red berries, cherry, strawberry, cranberry, maybe a hint of lingonberry too, perfect with a breast of duck, reasonably priced, and fully deserving of 4 stars out of 5. Okay folks, many thanks for tuning in and checking out this week's video. And of course this was a little introduction to something we haven't done before, a German red wine, in fact a Pinot Noir from Rheinhessen. Okay, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, then please do feel free to give us a big thumbs up. Yeah, give us a like, we do enjoy getting those. Share the video around to your heart's content, drop a comment down below. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do consider doing so. And while you're about it, why not hit that little bell icon down below and you'll be informed as soon as every new video is uploaded. And naturally, I'll be back again next week with another great wine of the week for you. But until we meet again, this is Tony Melville signing off and saying, hey, take care out there, be good to each other, enjoy your wines, and cheers.